Did you know that Super Smash Bros. Was not originally a crossover fighting game? This was a game that just had random polygon fighters duking it out. And here's a screenshot on screen currently of how the early version of this game would have looked. That is right. Super Smash Bros., the game that is the ultimate crossover fighting game, wasn't even going to be a crossover fighting game to begin with. Can you believe that? That is absolutely insane to think about right there. Just the place that this game came from, or started as, and what it has grown into is such a, I don't know if you want to say a blessing, or just, it's so incredible how, what you see on screen. This is what Smash Bros. Was going to be, which is insane. I can't believe it. But yeah, Smash Bros. Was not going to be a crossover fighting game with Nintendo characters, but, well, we know it has, and it's turned into it, and I think we're all thankful and extremely lucky and happy that it did. Did you know that Smash Bros. Started as an SNES game? Yes, that is right, a Super Nintendo game. Ultimately, that's not where it started off. That's not the platform it started. It ended up starting on the Nintendo 64. But the reason it didn't become a Super Nintendo game is because the chip, the Super FX chip that was going to be used to create this Smash Bros. Game, which also wasn't going to be the original title of the video, or the title of the game, rather. And I got another fact about that coming up next, I believe. But the Super FX chip that they were going to use, the same chip that was used to help program and create the Star Fox game, they realized that chip most likely wouldn't be able to handle complex models such as Mario's or Donkey Kong's. So they ended up having to wait and hold off on the Super Nintendo version and ended up going with the Nintendo 64 version. So, did you know that Super Smash Bros. Actually started as an after-work hobby between Masahiro Sakurai and the late, great Satoru Iwata? Wow, I almost messed that up. But, yeah, Sakurai would end up doing the designing for the game, and then Iwata would come and do the programming. So Smash Bros. Originally started as a two-person project that just took place after work as a hobby. And look where that hobby took them, and look where it's taken gaming. It is one of the most notable franchises in all of gaming. Creators and studios and companies from all around gaming want to get their character to have some sort of representation in this game now. So it's incredible to think two guys started this as a hobby, and it's now become a worldwide phenomenon. Absolutely incredible. Did you know that as of the end of 2018, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch was Amazon's best seller for video games, well, in 2018. Check that out. Number one, beating things such as a $10 PlayStation Store gift card, a $20 PlayStation Store gift card, a Nintendo Switch screen protector, another $5 PlayStation Plus card, and then number 6 being Nintendo Switch, the system itself. Smash Bros. Let out for less than a month in 2018 was the best seller on Amazon. That's incredible to imagine right there. Something that was out for less than a month in 2018 was the number one best-selling video game item of the year. That tells you something about how special and how incredibly passionate that the fan base for Smash Ultimate is. Wow, that is a great fact right there. Did you know that when selecting the character Ice Climbers, you can actually have the choice to be either Popo, the male, or Nana, the female? When you scroll through the alternate colors, alternate skins, I believe you get 4 for Popo, and then look at the hair change. Check that out. Popo in front, now it's Nana. Check that out. So you get 4 for each, so each of the Ice Climbers gets a chance to take, they get to take turns being the lead player in this duo, so equal opportunity for everybody in this case. Such a cool little detail right there. Check that out one more time. Watch the hair flip, hair swap. There you go. Awesome little, not an Easter egg, but an awesome little fact. Also, did you know that every unique newcomer to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so non-Echoes in this case, every unique newcomer happens to have the letter I in their name. Check this out. Inkling, Ridley, Simon, Richter, King K. Rool, Isabel, and of course Incineroar. And then it just so happens Piranha Plant was even being developed before the game's DLC started happening, the Fighter Pass DLC that is. And even Piranha Plant has the I. Somebody's going to bring up Joker, but like I said, this was prior to the Fighter Pass characters being announced. So every unique newcomer that was in the base roster, again, non-Echo Fighters, have the letter I in their name. Coincidence? Did you know that the Assist Trophy Alucard does not show up and cannot show up on the Wii Fit Trainer stage? And what do I mean by that? Well, as we see, there's a bunch of mirrors everywhere. Alucard, after all, is a vampire. So if you go to the items, scroll down, click them, of course, go to Assist Trophy, and if you scroll through every single Assist Trophy not playable, but Assist Trophy character there is, you will not find the option to summon Alucard. It is impossible. Of course, being a vampire and not having in a reflection, well, the attention to detail in this game truly is amazing, and it's probably way more than any of us truly will actually ever know. But that's an amazing fact. Actually, that is an ultimate fact right there. Did you know? Well, first up, when developers create games, some of them love to put in Easter eggs or, challenges that are really rewarding after, such a long time playing their game. They really like to reward the player base. And in this case, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was no different. In order to, if you played, and yes, I mean actually played 100 hours of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I don't mean just leaving the game on. I don't mean doing that and just letting it sit for like 5 days. No, I actually mean playing matches, playing the story mode, all that stuff. If you played 100 hours, you got to unlock this amazing trophy right here that you see on screen. Well, who is this? Of course, this is the one and only Ashleigh Robbins. Who's Ashleigh Robbins, you ask? I don't know either. So your goal for getting a challenge of playing 100 hours in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you get this character. This very obscure character from a very obscure game. This one right here. From the Nintendo DS. Another Code 2 Memories is what the game is. And who is she? What does she do? What is the game about? Well, I don't know. I didn't do research on that. Oops, my bad. Did you know at one point James Bond, GoldenEye 007, and Banjo-Kazooie were both planned to be in Super Smash Bros.? I believe the original Smash Bros. 64 to be exact. Well, why didn't that happen? Well, first of all, James Bond 007, he was planned to appear in the original Smash game, but, and he's going to appear due to the popularity of the game, which was a huge seller for the system. Insanely popular. I remember playing this at my house and friends' houses, growing up. Such a great game. And then the only reason this character didn't happen was because Nintendo would have had to have gotten the likeliness rights to Pierce Brosnan, the actor who plays James Bond, and they didn't want to do that, plus the fact that they have a strict policy of no realistic guns, which also applied to Snake in Brawl as well, but that ended up working out. So, yeah, James Bond 007 never actually happened. As well for Banjo, well, Banjo was considered at one point as well, yet did not make it in due to the rights issue with Rare at the time, so sadly, these two characters, these two kind of iconic characters, could have been in Smash a long time ago, but, well, we know it turned out they didn't, sadly. Did you know that Fire Emblem owes a ton of its success as a series to Smash Bros? Why is that? Well, Fire Emblem, before Awakening on the 3DS, was kind of on its last legs as a franchise, to be honest. There was at one point Nintendo was considering shelving this franchise just due to low popularity and sales, but once Awakening came, the series really took off. But it owes a lot of its success to, well, mainly Marth and Roy. And why is that? Well, Marth and Roy were actually put in Melee, as we all know, and they were kind of left. They were originally going to be taken out of the English version of the game, but due to, I believe it was playtesters just falling in love with the two characters, they ended up leaving them in. I think even Marth at one point, his Japanese line, one of his lines was translated to "Why am I here?" which was actually insane right there, because I think in Melee they only really did grunts, him and Roy, I believe, so they didn't have any actual dialogue, I believe. But yeah, so letting Marth and Roy stay in the English version of Smash Bros. Brawl really did wonders for this franchise, and now we all know that Fire Emblem is like one of the most represented franchises in all of Smash Bros. Maybe a bit too represented if you want to say it like that, but hey, Fire Emblem is around today because of Smash Bros. And just for that reason, I say thank you to Smash Bros. For introducing characters from the Fire Emblem universe to us over here in the West. So thank you, Super Smash Brothers. Did you know? Actually, you probably might know this one, but I'm going to include it anyway. Brawls Forbidden 7. What is that? Well, the characters you see on screen were all cut and were not able to be included in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Brawl. And those characters you can see on screen, Mewtwo, Dr. Mario, Plusle, and Minun were supposedly going to work as a duo. Roy got cut. I believe it's Toon Zelda. Dixie Kong was rumored to be a kind of a duo character with Diddy Kong at the time. And who is that? Tetra as well. Toon Tetra might have been a transformation, I believe. I could be wrong about that. But these are the 7 characters that, due to time constraints and just them already have pushed the release date of Smash Bros. Brawl back a few times, they had to get the game out, and these characters sadly ended up getting cut. And think about this roster if it would have happened. Think of, we finally would have had Dixie Kong after all that time. Plusle and Minun, we would have had a duo character. I guess Dixie would have been a duo with Diddy. That could have been pretty interesting to see. But yeah, that's what we got. And of course we do know Roy, Dr. Mario, and Mewtwo have all returned since then for Smash Ultimate, which is great. But yeah, Forbidden 7, here are the characters that, due to time constraints, they got cut. Now here's a Smash Ultimate fact that might not be that ultimate after all. Did you know that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, this roster had the lowest number of newcomers to join the roster, with only 11, and that is even behind the original Smash Bros. 64 game, which had 12. Only 11 we got for the base roster. Dark Samus 1, Daisy 2, Chrom 3, Ken 4, Inkling 5, Ridley 6, Simon 7, Richter 8, King K. Rool 9, Isabelle 10, and Incineroar 11. But considering the fact that we got every single playable fighter ever, I think we can overlook this one and just say the roster turned out ultimately phenomenal. Now for the next one is for all you Link mains out there, and I'm bringing this up because when I do talk about this, there's not a lot of people that even know about this one yet. So for Link, his neutral B attack winds up, fires an arrow, correct? Now, if you didn't know, Link can shoot an arrow. You can actually come pick up the arrow. Check that out. It's actually in his hand. You can see that right there. Link, arrow in hand. You can throw it if you want to, or the other option, pick it up, and next time Link fires the bow, you can see, it's not paused because we're in the training, but when you pick up the arrow and shoot the next time, you can see 2 arrows, double the damage. Check that out. Fun little fact there for Link mains if you didn't already know. Did you know that Final Smashes were actually going to be a part of the original Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, but due to the hardware limitations, Final Smashes didn't happen for nearly a decade later, almost did not happen until then. So I guess sometimes you just got to wait for the right moment, and you know what, your dream, your vision will pay off if you can wait and have patience and all that stuff. Did you know that Tekken's Achi is actually in Super Smash Bros.? No, he's not a spirit. He's actually a character sprite. He appears in Pac-Man's Taunt, It's a very cool taunt where Pac-Man goes through kind of a bit of I guess you could say, history from Bandai's past. And here's a little screenshot I have real quick. Pac-Man holding up Achi. There he is, old man. He is in the game after all. So I guess that rules him out for DLC. And to end off the video, here's a random gameplay of a Cloud amiibo facing a Cloud level 9 computer. That's not the point, but the point is, here's a quick little video on, well, 15, I believe, Smash Bros. Facts, Ultimate Smash Bros. Facts, if you want to title it that way. But let me know down in the comments, did you know about all of these? And if you are, then I guess you're just a Smash Bro. God of knowledge, I suppose. Otherwise, do you have any sort of cool... nice spike right there. But did you have any of your own facts that you want to share? Leave them down in the comments. Just let me know. Did you guys know about all of these? Which ones did you not know about? Which ones do you know about that you don't think a lot of people know about as well? So, yeah, if any place to share this sort of information, it's down here in the comments of this video. So, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, as always. And if this does well enough, I might do another Smash Bros. Facts of ultimateness or something like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.